Aloha, friends and viewers of
Twin Linked.
Twin Linked. Wait a minute. So this is
Dave.
and Dave, and together we are Twin Linked. Aloha, and welcome back. It's been a while, and I know it's been a while. Dave, how long has it been?
It's been like 4 weeks, Dave.
It's been a ridiculous amount of time. I'm not going to lie. I went to the BAO. It was hard work. I sweated in a very nerdy environment. My deodorant was challenged to its utmost.
I didn't take deodorant. Guys.
Part of his attack and defend technique.
Gas them out.
Boom. But quite frankly, after BAO, I went on a hiatus. I'm on vacation. I grew a beard. I went to Hawaii. I didn't have time to report or do nothing.
So we didn't get to focus on the show, but we're here now. And as you said, aloha, Dave.
Aloha.
And if you're here and I'm here, doesn't that make it our show?
That makes it our show, but it's your time, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get right down to business. Basically, what we're going to be doing is a BAO breakdown over the 2 days that we played up there. Now, I know... Let me get rid of this stuff. Now, I know that...
Oh, it's Dave.
Hey.
I didn't even recognize you.
It's because I've
5-0.
been down in the deep south, right?
You're not that deep south.
Southwest, sort of.
As you were saying, Dave.
Anyway, so, yeah, you know... Shoot, what was I saying?
No, I don't know. Been on vacation, went to the BAO, 2 days of hardcore work, hanging out with like sweating buckets, no deodorant.
Now I got it. I'm good. All right. So we're going to be doing basically a 2-day breakdown. So one of the things I noticed a lot, because I listen to podcasts quite a bit, and you know I respect a lot of people out there. Everyone has quite a few BAO breakdowns. A lot of them are talking about the top tables. But our goal is always having a personal connection with you, our viewer. So we're going to talk about our Army lists. Yeah. Kind of some of the goals that we were looking at when we developed them, what we were trying to do with those Army lists, you know, versus different meta armies out there, right? Yeah, and then how it went down.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So there's already shows out there where they cover the top tables, right?
Yeah.
And then Dave was working the middle tables.
Yes, it's true.
And then Dave was working the bottom tables. So with that, you have everything covered.
Yeah, all together, a couple podcasts and this YouTube channel, and you are squared away. But, you know, sometimes people have a hard time with coming up with a list and thinking about how they're going to do it. So that's why we're going to kind of talk about some of those things we saw, the mistakes we made, some of our successes.
Lots of mistakes.
Yeah, hopefully give you guys some good insight, though, and when you're getting ready to go to your next tournament. So without further ado, first we're going to cover some of yesterday's business. Dave, let's talk about some of our upcoming events.
Yes, part of our show is letting you know what's coming up in the future. So we just want to run down what's coming up in the next 2 weeks. And starting next weekend, Saturday the 19th, in Stockton, California.
Beautiful Stockton.
At Stockton Con is the Fireball Crusade 5-round tournament.
Wait, did you say con? Like convention?
Stockton Con. Like con.
No
sneeze guard on the salad bar. Dirty silverware stored next to clean.
From hell's hard, I'd stab at thee. Anyway.
Yeah, that kind of con.
I think Paul McKelvey was talking about that a little bit up at BAO and some other places that, he's kind of hosting the Stockton Con thing. So it's a whole convention, you know, not just a Warhammer tournament. So there's role-playing board game stuff going on up there. It's not too late.
Not too late at all. You got a couple of days.
Although,
head on up.
What's the timestamp, Dave?
Timestamp today during filming is Thursday, the 17th.
Thursday. So, yeah.
Saturday, you got 2 days.
I don't know if this will be on by next Friday night.
We'll
see what Troy can do.
It's on.
Magic Troy. Go.
Okay, then also on the 19th, at beautiful Fresno, California, home of Twin Linked, at Hobbytown, USA, we have the HTU Fresno August 40K tournament. I'm still thinking of trying to make that, Dave. What about you?
No, I'm not going to be able to make that one, Dave. Kids are starting school. We're going to be, I think, out of town on Saturday. There's just a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. So we're going to have to pass on that one, but hopefully we'll make the next one in September.
Yeah, all that family stuff you got to do, I understand. My family don't want me, so I might be there.
Your kids are all old.
All right. Old. Also, same weekend, we have a Game Haven August RTT at Game Haven in St. George, Utah.
Utah. So famous for their Warhammer over there.
Yeah, and Johnny Utah.
Johnny Utah.
FBI agent.
Or was he? Professional surfer? Lawyer? He had so many skills, so many talents. Go ahead, Dave. What else
People
you got?
underestimate him.
Yeah.
Great football player.
Definitely underestimate his
He
acting.
was a great replacement football player. Okay, again on Saturday the 19th, also in Utah, in Pleasant Grove, we have the Blackfire ITC 40K event.
Beautiful.
At Blackfire Games.
Yeah, man.
That's just such a hardcore name.
It is.
All right, now, one last game on Saturday at Game Castle in Santa Clara, California, is Castle Conflagration GT.
Are you sure that's not Age of Sigmar?
Maybe, just maybe, while we are promoting the game of 40K, maybe subconsciously we're trying to get you guys into Little Age of Sigmar.
That one
We'll
keeps
find
slipping
out.
in, ladies and gentlemen. If you go and you look on
That's
the...
what she said.
If you go and look on the BCP app, I think they're accidentally listing that one as a
Well,
as
then
a
they
40K
can't blame
tournament.
me now, can they?
That's true.
All right, on
deal.
Sunday at Gamers Haven, Colton, California, the August Warhammer 40K ITC tournament. It says 40K right there on it.
Phew.
So I'm going to go ahead and go with that one
Oh,
as,
it's a
a,
little
as a
clearer.
winner. Next game on Sunday. You missed out, Dave. You could have hung out in Hawaii another week at the Armchair Adventurer and play in the Fate of Konar Week 4 tournament.
In Kona? That's where we landed?
No. It's in Honolulu, but it's Fate of Konar.
I was also in Honolulu.
Honolulu.
It's a crazy place. It's beautiful. We actually wanted to go by there, but let me tell you what, the shuttles that you get...
Not
to
the
go
space shuttle.
No. To go from like the airport to your hotel to Pearl Harbor, there's no stops in between. And they're like, oh man, they put you so far over the barrel. You're actually touching the dirt on the far side of your forehead. That's how far over the barrel you are. With the Uber, get to Honolulu now. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
You're messing me up with the Schwarzenegger. Okay.
Get to the chopper.
Then, in Garden Grove, California, Battle of Brookhurst 5, Fight to Survive. Fight to survive.
Because it's the eye of the
12er,
tiger.
it's the cream of the crop.
Oh my god.
Rising up.
That's by Survivor, in case you didn't know. What else we got, Dave?
Next weekend after, Saturday the 26th, Queen Creek, Arizona, Baxter's Renegade RTT.
Yeah, dude. Every month, those people are so busy out there doing business.
Renegade.
Yeah, I love it.
They're Renegades. And then the last one we got is on Sunday the 27th, also at the Armchair Adventure in Honolulu, Hawaii. See, the last one was Fate of Konar Week 4. This is Fate of Konar Week 5.
Oh, yeah, because all that stuff's going on right now.
Because 5 comes after 4.
Yeah, well, it's the worldwide competition to see. Actually, the one at Fresno, at Hobbytown, USA, is also going to be registered as a Fate of Konar tournament, where people will be assigned to Chaos or Imperial Leagues, and they will be reporting in to GW Prime just to have an effect on the World Tournament.
Very interesting.
It is.
The World Tournament. Well, those are the tournaments coming up next 2 weeks. Now we're going to jump over to our BAO experience. Who's going to start that off, Dave? Tell us what you got.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start off. So, first of all, BAO, we kind of got last minute notifications. We were planning on shoutcasting for Frontline, and then they didn't get like the super internet cable installed, so they didn't end up broadcasting any games. So Dave and I had to throw together kind of a little bit of a last minute list, but
That's my excuse.
I mean, we were on the drive up. I brought 2 armies to BAO. I actually packed 2 armies, and I was driving up, and we took another friend of ours from here in Fresno, Chris, and we all drove up together. And we're like, man, which of these lists? And we're trying to have them help me decide in the car. But the one I finally ended up going with was basically a 90% Nurgle detachment.
I voted for the other
Nurgle
one
army.
because I wanted you to do worse so that I could do better than you in the tournament. But foiled again.
So the other one, I just got a Mauler Fiend, and I absolutely love that model. And I was working so hard to try to figure out how to make it decent and play with the Mauler Fiend.
Not possible.
And in my head, I just like, man, I'm not going to get across the table. And when I do, I'm going to suck. Because it only hits on 4s. You got to get like a captain or something over there to give them
Wait a
bonuses.
minute. I only hit on 4s.
Yeah,
You're
but
saying I suck?
you're shooting 800 guys. I'm got 4 attacks with this supposed beat stick. Anyway,
It's a fiend.
yeah, I couldn't
With a
make it
name
work.
like Fiend, it's got to be good.
I couldn't make it work. So I came up with basically a Nurgle army, almost pure Nurgle. I'll break it down just real quick for
Sounds
everybody.
nasty.
You know what? It was supposed to be a spoiler army, Dave. That was my goal. So when I was building it, I was thinking just super resilient. You're not going to be able to push me off my objectives. You're going to have to shoot those guys off there, and it's going to be tough. I'll go through it, but I brought quite a few demons and heralds in order to get my smite spam on, as well as I threw in Typhus for a little more extra action. So a lot of psychers being let me just go through the list real quick.
Yeah, let's hear it. Tell us
So
all
I
about
had my first battalion,
the
Chaos
nitty-gritty.
Demons. Yeah, first battalion. I had Be'lakor and Demon Prince of Nurgle with wings. All of them took the Malefic Talon and a Warp Bolter. And then I had 3 groups of 3 for my Nurglings, for my troops. I had 3 units of Beasts of Nurgle.
I'll never be your beast of Nurgle.
You won't normally see those on the field of battle, ladies and
Or
gentlemen.
hear that song.
Definitely not that song. Yeah, it was unique. 2 groups of 3 and 1 unit of 2. I had a 6-drone
The
plague
6
drone
man.
squad.
Dave, Troy, this is a break. I'm going to fix this real quick.
Oh,
Hey,
oh,
Troy,
who
what's
did
up?
that side?
Dave,
What happened?
Dave did that side.
Who put the green screen up on that side,
Who
Dave?
put the bump and the bump? Who gave me the tiny little piece of duct tape? Dave. Or you
Good try,
did
Dave.
yourself gigantic.
But I
pieces of
didn't
duct tape.
give you any tape on that side.
Yeah, that's why it fell.
Don't spare the tape, Dave.
Spare the tape, spoil the green screen.
Spoil the green screen.
You can include that, Troy.
You know,
It's good.
I
Don't
walked-
forget my profile.
I walked out of this room for like, I don't know, 5 minutes and let Dave finish up the green screen, and this is what happens.
People start effing around on the screen, and all hell breaks loose. That's my ramble.
I don't want to point any fingers, but I think we all know what we're
Point
talking
finger
about.
up your nose there, Dave. Okay, and we're back.
Hey, and welcome back. So anyway, I had those 3 units of Beast of Nurgle, 2 3-man groups and 1 2-man group. For my fast attack, I had a 6-man unit of plague drones. For my heavy support, I took the Soul Grinder, right? Yeah. Oh man, once again, that thing is a hot turd. But you know what? Even a hot turd can serve a purpose, Dave. Now I'll tell you about it because it actually did what it was supposed to
Can't
do.
sugarcoat a hot turd.
You can honeycoat. And then I had a patrol detachment, which included Typhus and a small unit of Poxwalkers, 14 Poxwalkers. And then I had a Supreme Command detachment with the Demon Prince, once again, with wings, and 2 more Heralds of Nurgle. So I had a lot of smite going. I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of smite going. So my plan was, like I say, hold on those objectives, be tough to get rid of, and then run certain units just right up the gut, just right at the gut, throw them right into my opponent's face immediately, and force them to deal with these things. I will say right now that one of the weaknesses of an all-demon army is not having immediate backfill threat. There's no deep strike. Right? There's no deep strike. There's no warp time for demons. So it's hard to get way in the back, and it was a shooting environment. Would you say there's a lot of gun lines?
Oh yeah, and smite spam. So
A lot of smite and a lot of shooting. It was tough. So let me get into it. So we had 6 rounds total. We're just going to talk about day 1 today. So the first 3 games, which are ITC missions. My first mission, the mission that everyone played was retrieval, right? So it has like 4 objectives out there.
wait a minute, that was the first mission?
That was the first mission.
No wonder I lost. I was playing a different mission.
That actually happened to more than one person out there in the world, so it's all right, Dave.
No, I played the right mission and I lost. But anyway,
So, Dawn of War deployment, for those of you who don't know, the tertiaries were Big Game Hunter, Lion Breaker, and Slay the Warlord. My first opponent, great guy, Trent Tillman, and hopefully Troy will show a picture of Trent back up there. Trent brought a Blood Angel army, Dave. And so he was kind of doing a little bit of the gun line, but then a little bit of assault. And that mix, I think, was a little confusing for him. This is one of his first games back to 8th edition. He hadn't played a whole lot. And so he had like 5 Razorbacks, I think 3 with the Lace Cannon Array and 2 with the Assault Cannon Arrays. He had a couple of Assault Squads and some Troop Squads, 10-man Troop Squads. He had their Chapter Master, who I think is Gabriel Seth, because I think he's actually playing Flesh Tears as the form of
Does
Blood
that guy
Angel.
give some kind of buff?
He gives
rerolls and
rerolls.
stuff?
Yeah, he's one of those guys that gives rerolls to everyone in the back row.
I hate that guy.
So we had good line of sight blocking terrain, right? One of the things that they were trying to do at the BAO was make sure everyone had enough line of sight blocking. So it was decent. But the one thing I noticed is my Beasts of Nurgle are a conversion piece that I use, like purple worms from D&D. You guys know purple worms. I use those for my Beast of Nurgle, and like my Soul Grinder. Everybody, like if this was a wall, here was the top of their heads or worm bodies or their Soul Grinder's horns. So there was almost no full line of sight blocking.
That's modeling for effect there.
Yeah, to the negative. There was a big cinder block type structure in the middle of the table that was good line of sight blocking. But so I have no shooting. So I'm just creeping forward, right? Just kind of creeping forward, playing towards the end of the game because it's an ITC mission, trying to grab an objective here or there if I can. But I didn't really worry too much about the secondaries. I was going for end of game and trying to keep all my guys hidden. So the one thing great about tournament days is you learn all kinds of rules that you have been doing wrong forever, right? So first of all, Trent, if you're listening to this, I apologize most sincerely. Because there's a rule for shooting, and you guys probably know it, where you can't shoot a character, right, Dave? Unless it's the closest visible unit. Closest visible unit. So I don't know if you know this or not, Dave, but in the garage, I think we've been playing that wrong since the very beginning of 8th edition. And we just been doing
if it's not
closest unit.
visible, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. So with the line of sight blocking terrain, so like the bottom level of ruins at BAO, where line of sight blocking, even if there's windows or doors there, it's line of sight blocking. So I was hiding stuff there, like my Nurglings, because they're all short and small, and then I have a Demon Prince behind him, and Trent said, "Oh, I'm going to shoot your Demon Prince." I said, "Oh, he's not closest." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, I was absolutely positive.
Closest visible model.
Yes. So
There
Trent, I'm so sorry. I mean, I would have played it different. I had plenty of the Beast of Nurgle. I could have run forward to make sure I always had something a little bit closer, so that he still couldn't have shot him if I had known the rule properly. And don't worry, because later on in the tournament, I'll learn about that the hard way, because someone else will point it out to me. But it's obviously a confusing line in the rules, because then, so in my first game, I had it wrong. On my third game, I got corrected, right? And from that point forward, I got it right. And then in my sixth game, my opponent told me I was doing it wrong, that it didn't matter if they were visible or not. And he had an argument where they had to call a judge over it one time, and I had to pull out the rules and show him. So it was that confusing. So, but
Contentious.
Trent, totally sorry, man. Anyway, it was really a pretty close game. I don't think either one of us for round one were aggressive enough, right? My stuff is pretty survivable. I should have pushed forward a little bit earlier, and Trent was holding his stuff inside of his rhinos and stuff, his Razorbacks, a little bit too long because he didn't want him to get shot off the board or whatever. But Nurgle can't shoot.
It's day one, first game. Everybody's like, gotta get those jitters out. So
yeah, it's like shaking out the army a little bit, right?
Yeah. I don't want to lose my first game.
And like I smited out. I can totally smited out a 10-man squad that he had on the table. Just smited the whole thing into nothing. So
notice he is smiling, but I am not.
Yeah. So and Trent was like, "Holy cow, you got rid of a whole squad!" And well, with the same points spent, like a shooting army like Tau or Guard could have done the exact same thing. It just sometimes seems worse because I'll also say this about my army.
Can they do
Dave.
the exact same thing? No, they cannot.
You know why? Because smite
They're
spam
not mortal wounds.
Creates a feel badsy experience. I'm just gonna say that. I think when people were done playing me and when I won, they were just like,
Feel dirty.
"That was a dirty win. I couldn't kill you with your invul saves, like 5-up invul saves on almost everything." 5-up, disgustingly resilient on almost anything, which works against smite. And then you're sitting there smiting their 3-up armor saves and just popping guys off the table.
So what happened?
So I did win. It was a very close win, actually. I was able to get one unit down across for line breaker. I won the primaries, and Trent won the secondaries. But so it was like a 1-point game. It was actually very close. It was a very close game. And I think Trent definitely could have beat me, and we both agreed to this actually, if he just pushed forward with those armored vehicles and troops a little bit earlier.
That, or if you got the rules right.
That could have been too.
Just saying.
Trent, I'm sorry. Whew. Things you learn. Things you learn.
But no, those kind of mistakes happen. It's not intentional.
It's very embarrassing.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? All right, Dave. Let's talk about your round one.
Okay, so my round one. I'm playing Astra Militaire. I had 2 tank commanders. One with a Punisher Gatling cannon and heavy bolters. Then I had another one with laser cannon and battle cannon. And then 3 more battle tanks. I put 100 killer missiles on everything. All of my armor, 100 killer missiles. But I forgot my missiles. So I had to use cigarettes.
That's right.
I used cigarettes on my models to represent my 100 killer missiles.
You know,
nothing is more deadly than cigarettes.
So not only do they cause carcinogens, but they can. They have a plus 3 AP or
yeah strength 8. So
did you get some good laughs off the cigarette?
I did get some good laughs, but by the end of the day, I would not only did I not have my 100 killer missiles, I'm running low on smokes too, which today is the second day of not smoking at all, by the way. So I'm working on it.
Good job, Dave.
Because the 100 killer missiles cost too much. So, in addition to the Lehman Russ, took 2 Wayron, 2 Manicores, and then just like 6 infantry squads, company commanders to give orders, platoon commanders, 2 masters of ordnance. And so my goal was I'm going to shoot stuff.
So, did you say tanks?
I took tanks, yeah. Tanks a lot, Jock.
Tanks a lot. How many other tank IG players did you see there?
Were there any? No, there were. Well, tanks? I don't know.
There's a lot of armored vehicles.
There are a lot of armored vehicles.
But actually,
Lehman Russ.
We talked about it, and we thought it was going to be a good viable option. I mean, because that is a lot of shooting. It's and it has long distance, right? Mm-hmm. What's the distance on those battle
72.
cannons? 72 inches. So he can outrange most things on the table. The challenge is keeping things out. Would you say keeping things away from your vehicles?
Yes. Well, we're going to get to that in this game and the games that we've played each other.
Right.
See, so yes, my list with the Lehman Russ, I like them because they're tanks, they're cool.
They are
but
cool.
I was talking to Brandon Grant, and you get better firepower cheaper.
Einstein.
So I'm going to consider those things. He apparently knows what he's doing.
That's a rumor on the street.
I hope that wasn't a spoiler for the tournament.
Yeah, in case you guys don't know.
So anyway, round 1, I played Anthony D'Amore from the Left Coast Corsairs. And I'm like, he's got nothing. He's got a couple of rhinos and these 2 pathetic-looking flyers. That's it. And I just start shooting. I got one of them rhinos. I'm like, I got this. This is easy.
Easy.
And then those flyers come up. They're called, I don't know. What are they? Dark Stars.
Dark Stars. Is that real? Dark Stars?
Yes.
All right, just check.
Dark Star flyers. They got some kind of buttloads of shooting. He had like 2 units of 5 each plus some HQs in there.
So they're transports too?
Yes.
All right, okay.
Not just shooting the crap out of you. I almost said a bad word. But then they're bringing guys up, and he's bringing all these guys. I don't know what they had, like stuff that blows up tanks, apparently.
So you know what? One of the really challenges, though, against a flying transport, any kind of transport, right? So if someone deep strikes, they have to be like 9 inches away from you, right? So they still need to make a minimum of a 9-inch charge to get into distance and tie you up. So like you prepare mentally for that deep strike. But if someone's got a fast-moving flyer, they're up in your face. Round 2, they can deploy an inch away, and they are on your poop.
Well, that's pretty much what happened. He's right up on me. Had all those guys shooting up my tanks, killing up my people. Might have had some flamers in there too. I don't know. It was just a lot of shooting, and most of my stuff was gone, and I lost. I got maybe 1 or 2 points. I don't really remember. It was all a blur to me. The fog of war. I lost. Great job, Anthony, on Left Coast Corsairs. We had talked about him. We talked about him on the show, and it was a pleasure meeting you, and it was fun playing you. And he didn't win the whole thing, so now I'm happy.
Now, that makes you feel better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Anthony went 3-2-1. So good job.
That's
Anthony.
pretty good.
Not bad.
It's a good record. It's a good record.
But that was my game, typical for me and my Asher Militarum get up on me, and it's tough.
It's tough.
Because my strategy is I'm going to shoot your stuff.
But you have to have that space, right? That gap.
I'm learning that now, that you have to have a gap. So that was my round one.
Round one.
Let's go to round two.
Round two, I played your twin, but the opposite. IG.
I thought you were going to say
Astra Militarum, right? So I played Matt Barlow. And Matt, great opponent. Hopefully Troy's got some pictures going up there. Matt was hilarious. I mean, we had a fantastic game. I was getting curb stomped almost from the get-go. Just so much shooting. He had the Earthshaker carriages. He had, I think it was Basilisks. He had two 20-man squads of conscripts and one 30-man squad of conscripts with commissars. He had a few infantry groups of Catachan jungle warriors, which was great because we played on a jungle chain. It was like, finally, the Catachans in their natural environment.
Giving you some jungle love.
Yeah, give some jungle love.
Mad, making me crazy.
I think he had an assassin in there somewhere. Anyway.
You couldn't see him because he was hidden in the jungle.
So
Like Predator.
Like Predator. That's correct, Dave.
I'm here. Kill me.
Kill me.
That was your beasts of Nurgle.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
how'd it go down?
It was medium terrain. Let me just say that. And a lot of his stuff didn't need line of sight. Let me also say that. So I'm trying to get over there as fast as I can. I'm running just as fast as you can. I went second.
Did you just... who's that chick that remade that in the 80s?
Hold on to one another's hand. My soul grinder
trying to get away
gets blown
into
away
the night.
Right off the bat.
I think we're alone now. I know the song now. Fine.
Thank you. All right. So my Beast of Nurgles are running around the flank. My guys are getting up there. I got into some stuff. It took a while, but man, that fallback, right? I got into his stuff quick. I advanced round one, and I was moving into those conscripts, and I was doing tons. I was taking them off by the handful, right? But then you'd fall back and just shoot the crap out of me. It's so hard to get in there. At the very end of the game, I started tying up some of his stuff, some of his Wyverns or Bascos, where they were not the Earthshakers. I never got that deep into it. On one side, I started to get a Demon Prince in there and roll and tie up some of the stuff on multiple assaults and stuff. But yeah, just I didn't really have a good chance in there. The one weakness of my unit is I can't penetrate that line. I can't get behind that line. He was almost out of conscripts. I mean, I was tearing into him really good, but he still had plenty of shooting. And
I just thought of a strategy, but I'm not going to tell you because he already beats me enough, so I'm not going to tell you. No, but that's the game. That's the hard part. That's what I'm trying to learn how to do playing Astra Militarum. But you do fine against me.
Well, I tell you, man, those conscripts, holy cow, trying to get through 3 blobs of conscripts that, that's 40, 70 guys that are basically fearless because the commissar's there. And I didn't have a good way to snipe that commissar out. If you can snipe the commissar out in one way or another, and I did that in one of our games, and I'll talk about that on game 5. I was able to snipe out a commissar, but...
Did you use the correct rules?
I think so.
Just checking. Just want to be
But anyway,
sure.
yeah, I lost that one, but Matt was just a fantastic opponent. Win or lose, man, I was having fun. The whole BAO, great people. Go ahead, Dave. What's your?
Well, that's on that note, that was a theme for me. Met lots of great people, and had a great time playing all the games. My second game, I played against Dylan Campiati. Dylan was playing Chaos Demons.
Oh.
And I have a new hatred for Chaos Demons.
Why is that?
Because I hate them.
Be more specific.
So he brought it was Magnus. I think he brought a knight, flying demon princes.
Oh man!
And then this is the kicker: 3 units total, 116. I believe they're brimstone horrors.
Oh yeah!
With his little octopus across the board. And guess what they get to do?
Smite.
Yeah. I should have been in Hawaii with you because I was eating Spam all day.
Oh man, that is a super tough list for an army like yours. Brimstone horrors, you can't put enough rounds to get rid of those things.
They're 116. I mean, I could kill a lot of them, and I got a few. But so
Were you able to get Magnus?
Yes, I was.
All right, so the tanks were able to do work.
Yeah.
Because Magnus can't hide. He's too big, right?
Yeah.
He's got too many wounds.
And he really didn't want to come that far forward, but game-wise, what was that mission?
Round 2 was the No Mercy mission with the Vanguard Strike deployment.
But I mean, it was a fun game, but I lost. And I got to play things I never played against before.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed, helps me better understand the rules and my army and the different stuff that's out there. Stuff I don't get to see in Garage Hammer. Who knew you could have 116 little brimstone?
Well, at the time of the BAO, those were only 2 points a model.
What are they now?
3. Still pretty cheap.
Dylan! Coming after you. A little side note on Dylan. Dylan was a real cool dude. And I got to meet Dylan's wife. And then Dylan told me to stay away from his wife.
Smart.
She is a nice lady. But unfortunately, her sister is married.
Oh, dang it. That's a smart move, though. If there's a woman that is married to a Warhammer player and goes to a tournament with him, her family might have other similarly thinking females, and that might be a good place to go rooting around trying to find a potential mate.
Rooting around? What, do you call me a pig? Like I'm rooting around?
Looking for truffle is the most valuable thing.
Dylan, great game. Enjoyed meeting you. Enjoyed playing you. And that army, as annoying as it was,
so let me ask you a few questions
really cool.
before we go all the way past it. So, with all that smite, I could see him like tearing into stuff and everything. But how do you get rid of just like your infantry squads?
He was just smiting them. It's the closest unit. So he had those 3 units of brimstone horrors,
right? All tentacled out.
They need a 5, and it's on 1 die.
Right.
So you don't always make it. But right behind them, he had the demon princes.
How many demon princes did he have?
I believe he had 2.
Just 2.
So now you got 5 smitingnesses.
Right.
Plus his Magnus a smiter.
Oh, he's a smiter.
And then he had a knight, which is just
boom, I forgot about the knight. Yeah.
Boom, baba,
He'll
boom,
take
baba,
out
boom, boom, boom.
He could easily take out 2 units of infantry around.
Yeah, and I learned my lesson with that knight when I meet up with another knight later on. We'll talk about it in the future. So,
in the future. All right. Let's move on to round 3.
Round 3.
Bam. All right. So round 3, I was up against pretty darn good challenge. I played Shaylin Allen, who's currently the #1 Grey Knights player in the ITC, right?
Good job,
She knows what she's doing. She brought a pretty darn good build. She brought a flyer list, right? 2 Storm Ravens. Wait a minute. I think I actually have her list with me. Let me just double check.
Shaylin, did you have a picture with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have a picture up
make
there.
sure I know who you are.
No doubt. Let me see.
I didn't notice her right away because she was wearing a mask.
There you go. So she had 2 Storm
Wasn't
Ravens.
she wearing a mask?
No.
Like a medical mask. When she
yeah, she did sometimes. That's right.
I don't make up stuff.
Because she had bad allergies, so she was wearing.
She's allergic to nerds.
She was in a bad spot then. Anyway, she brought 2 Storm Raven gunships and 2 Stormhawk interceptors. So she had 4 flyers right off the bat. She had a bunch of good stuff. I love her Knight Army list, her Grey Knight Army list. Everything is like named appropriately. She's got names for all her stuff. She was super cool. And for, which one was it? One of her troops, or she had a group of conscripts. And even in her list right here, they're cat scripts. And she uses little miniature cats.
Now I remember.
For conscripts with a laser gun glued to the side. Oh, man. Anyway, pretty fluffy list, but she does know her business.
Fluffy.
Yeah, that was good, huh?
Yeah,
she does know her business. So, Grey Knights have all these bonuses against demons. I was pretty concerned. They have good psychic powers. They get re-rolls, especially in close combat, and they can do some definite work. So I kind of castled up in the corner. We were playing the Scouring, so it was destroying enemy units, all that kind of good stuff. But Nurgle is tough to kill. Remember that, folks. I had a pretty good base that I could hide a lot of my stuff behind, and she came right down the table with her flyers. In retrospect, I don't know, that she brought a ton of firepower down the table, and like the Hurricane Bolters, especially on the Storm Ravens, basically whatever they shot, I'd just be pulling that stuff off. But that brought him within range of all those smites, right? Mm-hmm. So I could focus smite power on a flyer and then fly a Demon Prince or 2 in there, or Belcor in there, and put some wounds on it. So I was able to get her flyers out actually fairly quick. One at a time, but it was challenging. If she stayed back a little bit, because those can all hover, I think, especially the storm. I know the Storm Ravens can. If she just stayed back like 1 or 2 rounds and just used shooting against me, I don't think I could have won. But she come to me, Jobu. She flew down the table a little bit because I was hiding in some pretty good line of sight stuff, and that's where I was able to pounce out because a lot of my stuff flies.
Pounce like cats.
Like cats.
Wow.
And you know what? I never touched the kitty cats. They grabbed an objective, and I let them sit through the whole time. And then basically I wrapped almost all my strength up one side of the table and was able to grab 3 objectives by the end of the game, which put it over the top for me. But it was a close game. It was a really fun game. And Shaylin was the one who properly instructed me on that it has to be closest visible unit. And that's only during the shooting phase and doesn't count in the psycher phase and stuff like that. Because if I had known that in my second game, I could have sniped out that commissar because Typhus and one of the other spells that my guys could cast.
Okay, so it's not in
it
the shooting.
Always have to be closest. Yeah, it's
just shooting.
Just shooting. So in psycher phase, like I had Infernal Gaze. Belcor had Infernal Gaze, which is a range of 18 inches, and you just roll 3 die, and on every 4+, it takes a mortal wound, but it's any visible unit in 3 inches, so you can snipe with it. Let's see. I had another one that you could snipe with too. Anyway, so there are a few spells out there that can snipe, not smite itself as some others, and I will use that to good effect in game number 5. Yes. But it was Shaylin, so thank you, Shaylin, for schooling me up on that. Great opponent, like I say, a well-fought game. It was a good time, good time.
What are we going? Game 3?
Game 3.
Okay, so my game 3, I played Nick Lozano, and he was playing Drukari.
Drukari. Nice.
So my first game, this guy gets right on me. I don't get to shoot him up. Second game, I got to play all these demons, and they got all those redonkulous saves. Now I got to play Drukari.
Have you played those before?
No.
Isn't that fun? I love playing stuff for the first time.
You would think you would love it, but apparently they have nothing but invul saves.
So what's Drukari? Can you give me the
Drukari
7th Ed?
Dark Eldar.
Dark Eldar. Just double checking the 7th Ed name for it.
And he was playing with these. He had like 3. They were some kind of bomber.
So he had 3 flyers of some kind or another.
Yes. And they would fly. They shot pretty well, but they also dropped a bomb after they flew over something.
Oh, yeah.
He was bombing the crap out of me. Then he had a couple of, one of the bigger skiffs, still transports.
Uh-huh.
And then 3 of those. I really like those little.
They're cool looking.
Those little, the little transport that
Yeah.
holds 5 guys. That is a crafty thing. And they all get their darn little invul saves. So he was shooting me up pretty good. I'm shooting at him. I'm having to shoot at flyers. And they're getting invuls. It was ridiculous. I didn't kill much. So
that's tough.
Yeah,
challenges.
my games are quick.
That's tough challenges for the guard when you have a direct shooting army and stuff like that. Huh?
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's all invuls. So when he did come up and out where I could shoot at his transports that had like 5 guys in them, it was late in the game. So and he was coming up getting.
So you had a pretty good line of sight blocking table then.
Throughout the 2 days, line of sight blocking table.
Well,
I didn't know where I was. I didn't know whether to shit or go blind. I didn't tell where I was. Might have turned the lights off. It wouldn't have mattered.
They were definitely trying to put quite a bit of line of sight blocking out there. Those armies that you face, some of them might have had, like the Drukari, for example, without good line of sight blocking, you might have been able to shoot those guys right off the table because they're actually fairly fragile. They don't have good saves other than that 5-up
the only one where it didn't really matter would be my first game where he just got up on me so quick. The others, their strategy, they didn't need to get on me, so that line of sight blocking was really helpful for him.
Right. Well, let me tell you what, it sure saved my bacon quite a few times because my army is the type of army that could conceivably get shot off the table, and it's not really fast. It has a hard time getting across the table, but
So for my 3 games, my first, we're wrapping up day 1.
Yeah.
I got a picture of Anthony. Troy's going to put him up. I got a picture of Dylan. Dylan, I have a picture of you, but I don't have a picture of your wife. Hook me up. And Nick.
Wrong.
And I got a picture
Wrong.
of Nick.
Inappropriate.
I have a picture of Nick as well. Again, all 3 great guys. Good time. Anthony went 3-2-1. Dylan went 3-3, and Nick went 2-4.
Wow, you have like how your opponents did. I don't. Think
I got
pictures.
I got pictures of all their armies and everything, man.
I do.
You told me to take pictures, Dave.
I did.
I follow directions.
Good.
I just don't know how to read directions.
So some of the things that came away from at the end of day one was, first of all, use the right rules. Second of all was my army is resilient. Don't be afraid just to start running across the table and go after folks. Those beasts of Nurgle, I mean, they got a ton of wounds. Everything's 5+ invul, 5+ feel no pains. Some of my heralds can heal stuff up with the fleshy abundance. The demon princes, when they get in hand to hand, you get 2 or 3 of them all running in the same unit, can do serious work. So I felt like going into day one or finishing up day one, I had 1, 2, lost 1. The one I lost, I got smashed. And I was worried about those gun lines in day 2 a little bit. Mm-hmm. The ones that I won, I really barely won. Each one was a tough fight. I mean, it's not easy winning with all Nurgle. And like I say, even the people I beat, I don't know, they're like, so frustrating. I can't believe you rolled that save again. I can't believe you made, I don't know how many times I should have been wiped off the table and made like a 5 or 6 feel no pain roll.
You know how many times I made those rolls? Never. You know what I took away from day one?
What, Dave?
Hurting feet because I'm standing for like 14 hours. And the understanding that you put 200 guys in a room all day, we get pretty darn right.
Funky Cole Medina.
And also Trader Joe's has good wraps.
That's true. Yeah, we always got lunch at Trader Joe's. That was nice.
Nice, convenient, beautiful location.
I would like to say that when we were at Sacramento at Great Escape Games a couple weekends before the BAO, I had worn my Converse, and my legs and my back were killing me at the end of that day. So I got some Dr. Scholl's flip-flops. That's right, Dr. Scholl. It's like walking on air. It was a beautiful experience. I did 2 days, came out feeling great. So anyway, those are some good things to take away from. Wear good shoes, good deodorant, fight hard.
And that's going to be our show, right? And
That's going to be our show.
Tell them about what the next show is going to be real quick.
So the next show, we're going to go over day 2. We'll talk a little more in depth about some of the missions because those are Nova missions. And those were the first time Dave or I had ever even looked at a Nova mission. I tried to figure them out a little bit the night before, and they're pretty interesting. I'll save it, but if you don't know what to choose on a Nova mission, you will be destroyed. You have to know what your army can do and how to use those missions to make it work best for you.
So tune in to our next episode.
That's right. Next one will be a little bit shorter. We'll tighten up day 2 of the BAO, and we'll talk about some of our standings out there on the West Coast ITC Western Conference Top 10.
See you on the flip-flop.
Mahalo.